You know, I'm with my dear friend, Patrick Gahan, who's a reverend, doctor, author, you name it, jack of all trades, wonderful, wonderful individual who takes care of our community beyond belief. And I'm at Christ Episcopal Church. And Patrick, each and every year, you know, we think about Easter bunnies, we think about colored eggs, we think about picnic baskets or Easter baskets or whatever you want to say. But you know, really, that's not what it's all about. What are we trying to teach our children?
Easter tells our children that God makes everything new, that they're never stuck, that if Christ rose from the dead, and He did, then the possibilities are endless. You know, many people think that becoming a Christian means, okay, got to fold up the fun tent, can't have, you know, all the things I enjoy go away. Nonsense. Easter magnifies life. And Christ broke out of the tomb sometime on that night before Easter morning and before this morning, and all bets were off. All bets were off.
Yeah, as you know, we're in the cemetery and the funeral home business,
Yes.
and people decide whether they want to be above ground, below ground, or cremated, whatever they want to be.
Yes.
It's fine. But Christ was buried in a tomb.
Yes.
Why do you think He was above ground?
Well, you know, He didn't have any pre-arranged funeral plans. I mean, let's face it, it says the Son of Man had no place to lay His head. He knew as the clock was ticking, He was going to be executed by the authorities. And so He was marched to death at age about 33, we think. He had no home, He had no income, but really two wealthy men, Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus, both men whose hearts had been touched by Christ, made sure that Jesus would have a place to be buried. And Joseph gave up his tomb. I mean, you know, if you go out to one of your places and you see these magnificent mausoleums, well, we have to kind of think of it in those terms. Joseph had that kind of place. And he said, no, I'm not the one worthy that should be buried here. This man who was just crucified by the Roman authorities, he's the one. And that's how he ended up there. And Nicodemus says that he put 100 pounds of perfumed ointment on Jesus' body before they put Him in the tomb. I mean, that was their way of showing love. I mean, that was their way. So Jesus didn't have a tomb except it was given to Him. Kind of like you do for children, you know? The way you and Kristin have made sure that children have a place of dignity to be buried. Well, that's what Joseph of Arimathea did for Jesus.
Thank you for saying that, Patrick. That means the world to us. What are we looking forward to today? Today is a special day. You're a special person. Tell us what we're looking for when we're inside the beautiful walls of this Christ Episcopal Church.
Well, we are looking forward to the Lord getting a hold of our hearts and letting us know that the things we thought were not possible are possible. That all the kind of dead ends we have found in our lives, all these constrictions, all the shame, the Lord says, I am risen, your life is risen, and therefore unbind these people and let them go, just as Jesus said to Lazarus. So that's what we're looking forward to. Easter should bring about a sense of absolute hope that God can transform anything. You see, you can't understand the empty tomb unless you look at the cross. The cross is terrible, as I've tried to tell the people today. The cross is horrible. The Lord can take a cross and He can transform it into the most wonderful news that the world has ever heard. That's the reason why in a lot of churches, like the one that I serve, the children march down the aisle, and the first thing they do at the beginning of the Easter service is to put flowers in the cross. The cross has been transformed, and our ugly lives can be transformed too.
So back to the baskets and back to the colored eggs and back to all the fun things. It's really a celebration today,
Yes.
and it's a celebration for people to all understand that we are together.
Yeah, wherever they are. If they're at the Baptist church, the Methodist church, Presbyterian church, non-denominational church, if they went down to Breckenridge Park, it needs to be Easter.
Yeah.
And it just needs to be Easter, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, and God is risen.
God bless you, my brother.
I appreciate you answering this question for
You
me.
bet, sir.
Appreciate you. At Mission Park and Mission Park Cares, we'd like to bring you more programming each and every week.
Yes, just subscribe here or catch us every Sunday morning on Fox 29.
And remember, at Mission Park, it's our mission to care.